I've been dropping like every video but the videos that I actually said I was gonna make. Am I fraud? Nah. I've been playing through the Illusive realm and I realized, hey yo, it's some lore in here that I'd like to share with y'all. So let's go over and talk about the Illusive realm lore. I'm gonna go over the story of both the 1.0 Illusive realm and the 1.1 Illusive realm, and then we will go over the tokens that contain all the juicy little lore in it. All right, so let's start. We pull up to the Illusive realm gate and meet the Ebony Gatekeeper. He explains that the gate itself was waiting on the rover, and behind these gates lies the Somnor, which is a space where all the dreams, memories, and emotions of Solaris 3 converge. It's kind of like a Sonora spirit, but like on a greater, grander scale. It remembers the sweetness of a child's favorite candy and the madness entwined in a dictator's scheme. It dwells into the depths of life's subconscious, acquainted with both its beauty and baseness. In other words, it holds the dreams of all living beings internally recorded. It's made up of all of the experiences of every individual on Solaris 3 throughout history. It records everything on the planet, and the rover is a crucial component to its normal functioning. And unfortunately, before the rover reawakened, something that should not be in the Somnor infiltrated, and now it's in a state of chaos, and the rover needs to help restore its stability. And then some TDs come out of the gate, so it seems that it is a TD invasion. And the Ebony Gatekeeper says that they can't elaborate any further on the gate and our connection to it until we have recovered more of our memories, because authentic memories and experiences are imperative for the Somnor. So if the Ebony Gatekeeper tells us any more about our past and our connection with the gate, it would tamper with the process. So as we recover more of our memories, we will learn more about our connection with this gate, and we will continuously come back to this to the Illusive realm and basically clear out areas with TDs, similar to clearing a tacit field. Inside of the gate itself, we encounter illusions of different consciousnesses, like Illusia, who helps and gives us memories as like buffs to help us clear out the TDs. And then we have cats that do the same, which later on we meet the Ivory Gatekeeper, and we question if he's the Ebony Gatekeeper, but he says nah. But what he tells us is to not trust the Ebony Gatekeeper. They apparently used to work together to guard and maintain the Somnor, but the Ivory Gatekeeper no longer considers the Ebony Gatekeeper to be a gatekeeper. And apparently this guy, the Ivory Gatekeeper, is actually those little white cats that we see coming around giving us gifts and stuff, giving us the buffs. He just uses that for him as a way to hide from the Ebony Gatekeeper. So I don't know what's up with that plot line, but hey, we'll see more in the future of what was happening with them. And after that, we meet back up with the Ebony Gatekeeper, and basically we'll be exploring more of the Somnor bit by bit, and we only cleared a small area. We'll go deeper into the memory zone over time and meet TDs, creatures, plants, and even some of our friends and foes. Now, time for the 1.1 Illusive realm, Dreams Ablaze in Darkness. This is where it gets juicy. We get some Scar lore in here. In the first memory zone, something seems off. There's a lingering burnt smell in the Somnor. And then in the second memory zone, the Ebony Gatekeeper says that there is a very dangerous individual in the depths of the dream. And then when we talk to Illusia, she says that she has something cool to share with us, which are the tokens. These are items with the lore, right? So I'm gonna go over all of these later. It's not gonna take that long, like in a minute. I'm gonna just finish what's happening in the Somnor first. In memory zone 5, we see and speak to Scar's illusion, with him saying, "I dream of a new world rising from the ashes of the old." The rover is caught off guard, questioning if Scar escaped prison, because remember, like, Scar has dimensional abilities, so it wouldn't be crazy for the rover to think that this might be the real Scar, so they gotta make sure. Then the Scar illusion responds to our "did he escape prison" line. He says, "Escape? There's no escaping the rolling wheels of history." And the rover is like, yep, that checks out. It doesn't matter if it's an illusion Scar or not. Scar is gonna be Scar and say some random shit. And then the illusion says, "We are about to witness a small contribution to the fire that will soon consume all." And he gives us a token. Yep, the tokens I'll go over later, like I said. And then he says not to look back and join them on the right path. He has a scorchly welcome for us up ahead. And then we fight Scar, and he says many like different lines, but some of them aren't as important as just him chatting, but some are, I guess, kind of important. He says, like, "If a sane person manages to survive in a realm of lunatics, would you call them the last one of reason or the sole apostle. The fuck is he talking about? Like, the motherfucker think he the Joker. And then when we defeat him, he says, I'm sure you will willingly come to me when the time comes, which is exactly what he said before he was arrested. So that's interesting. Now for the token lore, the best part. First off is the token of sacrifice. This is about Scar. His mother used to tell him countless fairy tales when he was little, and these times were the only tender moments in their family. Yet Scar couldn't bring himself to believe in those stories. In every tale, he recounted to others that there's always a sacrificial figure, the innocent and virtuous. These were good people who did nothing wrong. Yet Scar interpreted their kindness as sin. He views the kindness of the meek as not virtue, but as rather a flaw, a trait destined for sacrifice. Damn. He has a pretty twisted view of the world. Crazy. And the image for the sacrifice token seems to be the two horns of his transformation cut off. At least that's what I think it is. I don't know. I think it is. Anyways, moving on, we have the spark trigger token. Humanity's evil is like a flickering spark, transient yet enduring, dancing amid the delicate balancing act of human lives. He takes pleasure in orchestrating the perfect moment to ignite those sparks, watching as people succumb to the ensuing pain and bloodshed. Okay, this is definitely Scar. Okay, this has Scar written all over it. Okay, he is not pretending. He is crazy. Taking a break from the crazy, we have the dusted booklet token. When Chong-Li arrived in Jinzhou, Jinshi was still in her youth, and the region was in dire straits. No one knew how Chong-Li managed to juggle the interests of various factions and push forward progress across all sectors with limited budget. It was said that Chong-Li avoided electronic media during this time and instead recording notes in a booklet. And to this day, people continue to search for this exclusive booklet, hoping to uncover the secrets of Jinzhou's past. However, no one has ever succeeded, and there is no evidence to even confirm its existence. So this one is interesting. I wonder if we'll see this in Chong-Li's her story quest that's gonna come out, her companion quest. Because if we see, that's gonna be there's gonna be interesting, like lore, little tease, and then they put it in the story quest. I want to see that. Anyways, moving on. Back to the crazy, we have the void domain. This is obviously Scar written all over it. Rules are nothing but cages and shackles. Only by breaking them down can we get closer to the truth. To Scar, the world is a dull cube with 6 identical sides, and only the hues of chaos can inject vibrancy to its monotone. Hold on, that motherfucker, he crazy, but he low-key a poet. And if that proves futile, then twisting and tearing it apart are the only options left. Now, this next one, I want y'all's opinion on this. Is this Scar, or could this potentially be Geshu Lin? Because that's what I was thinking, right? The rebellious dark flames token, right? He has shattered the invisible shackles of concepts and rules. Fresh thoughts and ideals now proliferate in the shadows, driven by his conviction that they'll one day emerge into the light as universal truths. And when that moment comes, he'll once again cast off all restraints and step into true freedom. Who? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what, like, who is that? Is that Scar or Geshu? Because if it's Geshu Lin, it's making me think that low-key, from this like description or whatever, he could be the Dainsliff of this game. If you play Genshin and Dainsliff, he could be the Dainsliff of this motherfucker. I think that would be fire. And I think it may be, I'm linking this to Geshu Lin because it's the rebellious dark flames. Geshu Lin was a very rebellious man, and he has the dark flames, and they're saying fresh thoughts and ideals now proliferate in the shadows. Scar is not in the shadows. That nigga's out in the open. So I don't think it's Scar's, but like, in the shadows, I mean, the Scar could be in prison. He's in the shadows. I think this is Geshu Lin. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know. Moving on. The burst domain token, clearly about Scar. He loathes the frail bodies and contemptible souls of humanity, convinced of their incorrigible malevolence. In his eyes, humans are beyond redemption. His sole desire is to annihilate all in his path. Wow. Okay, so he just doesn't care for humans. We already know Scar's crazy. Moving on. This token is about Calcharo, the protection fee token. During times of desperation, many sought assistance from Calcharo despite their willingness to give up everything for his help. Calcharo asked for just 2 shell credits and 1 condition: becoming his informant. So literally anyone could be Calcharo's informant. It might even be the lady selling groceries in the alley. Very similar to a pile of shell credits, Calcharo's web of spies grows steadily, unwittingly turning him into the protector of the oppressed. So like, if we ever need any information about anything, we could literally just go to Calcharo, and he has like a whole web of informants. I don't know if they say this in his character stories or not, in his voice lines. I should probably go over those and look at those, but I don't know when I'm gonna get to that. Anyways, moving on, next token. This one is about Jinchi, a seed in a wasteland. Jinchi recalled Yue telling her in her youth that Jinzhou had once been a wasteland due to its remote location at the border, turning Jinzhou into a flourishing haven. Like a seed sprouting in barren soil was what Jinchi dreamed of when she first tapped into her forte. So a little bit of lore on Jinzhou and Jinchi. Okay. And then next up, the Thousandfold Tides token. This one is about Jian Jin. Once during her training, Jian Jin controlled several leaves with her palms, making them rise and fall 3,000 times. Although she never touched them, she felt connected to their essence. 3,000 raindrops danced upon their foliage. 3,000 beams of light penetrated through them, and 3,000 breezes made them flutter like butterflies. And finally, as 3,000 specks of dust settled upon them, the leaves became nourishment for 3,000 more lives. Queen, like, she's one with nature, bro. Like, shit like that I find so cool. Like, she's literally like palming a leaf and just feeling the essence of the leaf. She can tell, this leaf has been through this, that, and this. And yeah, that's about it for the tokens. This last one, y'all can read. I'm not fucking, I don't care about Ling Yang and the Lion Dance troupe, nigga. Who cares, my nigga? But yeah, that's it. These I want y'all to start paying attention to the Elusive Realm lore, because these are gonna get more interesting and more interesting and more interesting. I do wonder what's going on with the Elusive Realm plot. What are we gonna get next? Like, I feel like this is going to drop some interesting lore in the future. Like, let's say we get a Elusive Realm with like Sentinel Jure, and we learn some stuff about the Sentinels, or we get one with a later on in the future with a Threnodian, and we learn more stuff about the Threnodian. So yeah, man, that's it. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to show you guys that there's some, little interesting little tidbits of lore hidden inside the Elusive Realm. By the way, I'm not the lore guy for Wuthering Waves. Do not expect me to be covering everything. I only cover stuff that I'm interested in, and I was interested in this. When I saw this, I was just like, yo, hey, on this Scar, a little bit of Scar lore in here. And then the Guess You Lin, I was like, is that Guess You Lin? And then I'm seeing the Calcharo stuff, and I'm just like, okay, this is kind of interesting. I kind of want to make a video about this. But next video, I'm going to go over everything that we know about the rover and the relationship with Abby. I'm interested in that. And then after that, I have a theory. And then after that, I think I'm gonna do ZZZ. And then whatever I do when I do it. I just make videos. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and conversating. And I like people coming together with common interests, and then we discuss these common interests. I really want to know, am I tripping, or do y'all also think that might be Guess You Lin, or is it just Scar? I don't know, but let's see. Peace. That's it. Bye.